It's Tom Numbers. Welcome to the show. So we are just 47 days away from the big one, from November 5th. And the synchronicities are getting more and more powerful. They've always been powerful, but they're getting, I guess, faster and even, well, rapid, but more powerful and more, I guess, globally meaningful. Personal, but also global. And 47 in numbers is John. John is November, Ace of Spades, third eye. 47 is also some female names. Sarah with an H. Rachel without an extra A. France, so think Diana about that. The atomic number for silver is also 47, and we've got 7 in the chat and 1 thumbs up. That's 71, which is Diana, or Lady Diana. So I put out a show about an hour or so ago, and it was the highlight. It was the end music of President Trump's rally in New York yesterday. And it was pointed out that he played the song Nessun Dorma by Pavarotti. Well, it was a different version, but Pavarotti made it, I guess, famous in this generation. But the numbers on Nessun Dorma, and he played it, they pointed out that he played it after the second assassination attempt. He did the Q&A the day before. Did the crypto conversation on Twitter. But this was a rally, and apparently he did the same thing just after the first assassination attempt and played Nessun Dorma. And people connected the dots on the film Sum of All Fears, where everyone gets taken out. It's a little bit like the end of The Godfather 3, Part 3. And I think Q talks about that, Vincent Fuchs talks about that. But the numbers on Nessun Dorma come to 143, and which is November 5th. And that's Italian for the words, no one sleeps, which comes to 139. 139 comes to Twitter plus X, which is 11.5. Which is November 5th, and then X is 24. So it says November 5th, 143, Nessun Dorma. Translation is no one sleeps, which is 139. It's the word Christopher as well. Money exchange as well. Transition as well. But they're telling us what November 5th is this one, because no one sleeps is 139, which is 11.5. Which is November 5th, and then add the X, takes you to, which is 24, takes you to 139. And you add those two things together, Nessun Dorma, no one sleeps, guess what it comes to? 282, which is 88 miles per hour. We've got 47 in the chat now, 47 days to go. So it's just beautiful how they're doing this, how President Trump's doing this. And he's the greatest showman, 221, the greatest showman, 1,000 years apiece. Well, 1,000 years apiece, 222. Greatest is 95, Tuesday. So he's the greatest showman, and he was celebrating at the end like he is and was, and will be. So it's just incredible. The stream of consciousness that is telling us when it's coming is overwhelming. But it's abundant, it's brilliant, it's amazing. And it's not long now. It's not long at all. It's only 47 days away. 47 days away. And he did that yesterday on the 48th day. 48 is Tom, 48 is Zim, 48 is Iowa. 48 is also on the, well, blood is the lifeblood, but there's also bloodlines. And then I also spoke yesterday about Jonathan Ross and his imagery. So another thing has come up and connected to this. So people may remember this. If you're a sports fan, if you're a football fan, a soccer fan, you will remember this. And in 1990, Italia 90 was where the World Cup was played. And it was played in Italy. And there was a striker who's the goal scorer, called TOTO Schillaci, Salvatore Schillaci. And when he died, I had the instant thought, he looked a bit possessed, he looked a bit kind of, bit crazy, bit wild. And he came out of nowhere really, he wasn't really known, he somehow got in the squad and then got the 6 goals. And if you look at his stats for the World Cup, it will say he played 7 games and scored 6 goals. 7-6, 76, which is sleeps. No one sleeps. And then it got me thinking about the whole thing with Jonathan Ross and his imagery of vampires and stuff like that, and zombies. And anyway, Toto Schillaci comes to 154, comes to Jonathan Ross, which comes to Toto comes to 70, which is secret, which is swanage, which is zombie, and Schillaci comes to 84, vampire. So 154, yeah. And then if you do his full name, Salvatore Schillaci, it comes to 197, which is every last secret, every last zombie. The 5th of November. So this extra component that keeps coming up now in the last few days, I'm wondering what's going to happen around November 5th. All the things the old guard will go down and the new guard will rise. But I do wonder as well, hey Marilyn, I do wonder as well if we're going to see the disclosure on things like vampires and halfway people, zombies. The Daily Star mentioned it, so I did the decode. I met Jonathan Ross on Tuesday. I did the show yesterday to do the decode, read between the lines. Just have a look at his Twitter. He's the one putting it out there. They have to show you. And the front of the paper yesterday had zombies on the front. And zombie plus vampires 154. Toto Schillaci. Jonathan Ross. Jonathan's got vampires on his Twitter, so he won't mind that. But then I turned the pages inside the newspaper, and it basically says, what does it say? It says the boffins were correct on the basic. They say, how did they say it? Boffins were correct. Were trumped. They basically say, I'll have to put it out on Twitter, but they basically said that the boffins, i.e. the decoders, boffins is 71, which is psych, as in my club. They used the word Trump in the description, saying that they were correct on the decode about the zombie and the vampires. So that's how it works, folks. Another one is that Toto, so Michael Jackson's brother Tito died 2 or 3 days ago. Tito Jackson, Toto Schillaci, and what it got me thinking about was November 5th, because November the 5th is 176, which is the Wizard of Oz 176, and I was thinking of, is it Tonto, the little dog with Dorothy? And then I looked at the numbers on Tito Schillaci, and his statistics, he played 417 times and he scored 154 goals. 154 is vampire plus zombie, which is Toto Schillaci, which is Jonathan Ross. But also on the flip side, it's also the second coming. So the second coming of who? And that's just how it all happens. That's how it works. And so I saw all of that, and this is just how it works. This is the beauty of it all. So but anyway, he played it 417 times. 417 comes to November 5th 2024. November 5th 143, Nessun Dorma, and then 2024 274. Add those together, comes to 417. And Nessun Dorma became popularized because of the World Cup. Pavarotti played his version of that song, he sung it, and that got kind of immortalized in the psyche, particularly here in England, because England did well in the World Cup. They lost to Italy, as they did in the final in 2021. But Nessun Dorma, that's when I knew it, and that's when loads of people would have known it. And isn't it interesting that TOTO Scilacci, the player of the tournament, the top goal scorer, that kind of came out of nowhere, all those numbers add up, and that was the same day that he died, is when President Trump plays Nessun Dorma. Can you see how this works, folks? I've been saying it all along, but we're in a fourth stroke fifth dimensional reality, and this is what's happening. It's not just precision planning in the back of a shed or a workshop, you know, a man with his compass and ruler and calculator. It's far beyond that, and it's going to get more and more intense, more and more powerful, more and more revealing. The other thing, if you do TOTO Scilacci 154 plus Salvatore Scilacci, his full name, 197, if you add those together, it comes to 351, which comes to God communicates through numbers, which is A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way through to Z or Z, the 26th letter. So it's bang on. Even the ambulance confirmed that. So it's bang on. Everything is just bang on. That's how powerful the synchronicities are, the numbers are, the communications, the downloads that we're getting. And we're only 47 days away, folks. We're only 47 days away, which is incredible. Remember the 5th of November is also hyperinflation redistribution. So think on that. President Trump said just 2 days ago in the Q&A with the lady on the stage that basically, in terms of financial and everything else, they'll do everything all in one day. And that day is November 5th. And that's what's coming. 88 miles per hour, which is Nessun Dorma plus no one sleeps. The other thing as well, if no one sleeps, that makes me think of, on the good side, it could just be bright skies for no night. It could just be sunshine or light in the sky for a day or so. But then also no one sleeps. Vampires and zombies, I guess, technically don't sleep, or do they? But it's got that. And then they spoke about the bit about when it mentioned that the boffins, i.e. myself, confirmed and got the Trump confirmed in that decode. It starts talking about how there seems like there's an in-between state where living matter can change forms, kind of Frankenstein stuff, between living and the dead. And that's what this zombie thing is. And I thought it was just, I don't know, there seems to be some kind of reality to it, because there are peculiar people that you meet and you pick up on their energetic signature and they're off. That's the only way I could describe it. There's something not quite correct about it. That's a good question, Peggy. I'm open to possibilities. Johnson's 95, which is Tuesday, which is November 5th, so thank you. I'm open to the possibilities. I guess I'll be here, but if, I'm open to the Avengers getting picked up by JFK Jr., President Trump and Diana. They'll take me wherever I need to go. I'm open to that. If I've done this right as well, we can check it. Bob, are you there? You can check this. Tony Stark, I think, is November 5th. I did it while watching the Spider-Man film last night. I might have done it wrong, but I haven't double-checked it. But I think Tony Stark might be 143 as well. The interesting thing about Spider-Man with Tom Holland, he's got a good name. Tom is 48. I watched that yesterday. So Tom Holland, Far From Home, the second of his individual films. The end of that film, they're in they're outside Madison Square Garden, which is right next to the New Yorker Hotel, and that's right at the end of the Batman film, the new Batman. And it's pivotal because New Yorker Hotel I think is where everything will go through. I think there'll be other nodes, other points of the change, but definitely, we'll put it this way: the New Yorker Hotel, Wyndham New Yorker Hotel is 222, 1,000 years apiece, 222. Winter White House 222. Gray's Sports Almanac is 222. That takes you to 888 actually, which is the super number that you complete the matrix, break the matrix with that number. If you do Madison Square Garden, it's 205, which is on November the 5th. Diana Back to the Future. So they keep pointing to that place in the films because if you know that geography, Madison Square Garden, the circular kind of push button, is right next to right next to New Yorker Hotel, where Tesla resided for the last 10 years of his life or so. And that's, yeah. And then if you do Wyndham New Yorker Hotel, that's 282, which is 88 miles per hour, which is Nessun Dorma plus No One Sleeps. The Return of Princess Diana, 282. Eric Trump and Tom Numbers, 282. You can just see how all this works, you know. This is the beauty of it all. Yeah. So I do wonder what we're going to see. I'm not sure, Lau, that's good. I've been asking her. She's saying she can't do anything until November. I've told her, you know, we should do it before because disclosure's coming then. I don't know. We'll see. I was texting with her yesterday, but she was going on, she was confirming what I'd said about Joe Rogan. If you look at my tweets on that he's a cabal puppet. Yeah, they have to show you. They have to show you who they are now. They have to. Because there's not long left in the game. Literally, there's not long left. There's 47 days now. And you know the beauty of it? Who put out on their YouTube video about an hour or two ago, a couple hours ago, on their YouTube channel? President Trump. On his YouTube channel, it says 47 days. Dot. I love it that the Trumps are doing the countdown as well. It's just brilliant. So we're on point, we're on time. I'm looking forward to the next decode from the front pages of the newspapers, the Daily Star. It could be others as well, but think on that. So hopefully you understand what I said about Schillaci, the footballer. It seems like, yeah, they can produce these people through trickery, through things that have held humanity down, and they propel them to either longevity and stardom, or maybe not so. He died at 59 as well, which is Joker, interestingly enough. Gareth, 59. There's others as well, but it'll come to me. But yeah, he played 471 times in league football, like club football, and that's November 5th, 2024, so that's bang on. And he scored 154 goals, which comes to TOTO Schillachi. TOTO is zombie, and vampire is Schillachi, 84. So we're being shown these as well as time goes on. And Jonathan Ross's numbers are the same. There's other people as well, closer to home, that have the same numbers. But then there's also the good side, 154, which is the second coming, the Golden Jubilee, Queen of Hearts, as for Diana. Both sides know the power of the numbers, but it's so interesting how, I mean, there's things around the corner that we don't know, but then when they present themselves, there they are, and it's like, oh wow. But you can see the triangulation. We've had 5 or 6 hits in the last 24 hours on all of it, like what's happened. So it's like, you know, it's just incredible. I meet Jonathan Ross, I get the downloads on that. The whole zombie thing on the front of the paper. his Twitter's got the vampires. President Trump plays Nessun Dorma. Nessun Dorma was made famous by the Italian World Cup. The top goal scorer in that World Cup was TOTO Schillachi. His numbers are 154, zombie plus vampire. It just, you know, it's mind-blowing. You couldn't come up with this just tinkering away. This is the sort of saying to a friend of mine today. He's kind of getting bits of it, but I was like, this is higher dimensional. This is just higher. This is there's a phrase, isn't there? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. You'd even be more powerfully fed too. But if no one else can see and you're the only one that can see, you're the king. And that's just how it is. And so President Trump can see, and he knows everything. Him and his team, they know everything. They have looking glass. They can time travel. And they're communicating with me and you and those that are ready and able to pick up the frequencies and do the decodes, can see and hear the message. And sometimes it's just plain sight. No, Nessun Dorma. I'm like, okay, what's Nessun Dorma? Oh, of course, it's 1:43 November 5th. And then the translation is no one sleeps. And that makes you think of different connotations, what things don't sleep. Sleeps is also 76 magic wand, a magic wand. So there's the good side of it as well. But then you do no one sleeps plus Nessun Dorma. It's 288 miles per hour. It's just brilliant, and I'm very grateful for it. And on with the show. We'll be down to 46 days tomorrow. 46 is best. The 46th day of the year, actually, incidentally, is my birthday, February 15th, and it never changes because it's before the leap year, before the 29th of Feb, so it doesn't change. But the best day of the year, so I like that, the best. And the best best day is 76. Thomas, a magic wand, contact, ripple. Anyway, it is divine stuff, isn't it, Kim? It totally is. That's what it is. It's divine. You can't write it, although it's been written. And just to put it in our faces, one of the most famous typewriters out there is Corona typewriter. The more you go into it, it's a kaleidoscope of Easter eggs and Pokemon Go. It's like we're in a massive computer game. It's brilliant. I love it. All right, everyone. Much love. And I've got my gold shungite on today. So shungite and orgonite, add them together. 206 quantum physics. I know a lot of you are getting them. You're telling me in your notes. So fantastic in the comments. Get your shungite and orgonite, and also sign up for my free newsletter to avoid. You'll always be able to stay in touch with me by being on the email newsletter. So it's free to sign up for that. And if you want to get on and be part of my my book and mention in my book, you can do as well. There's a way to do that on Substack. So. Okay, everyone, much love. I'll see you tomorrow, and let's see what tomorrow brings. Take care. Bye.